Hello, I'm Judy Vitale, your astrologer with ReadTheStars.com. This is your weekly horoscopes at work forecast for March 21st through 27th, 2016. Oh, I could say it's going to be an easy week out there, folks, but I wouldn't be honest if I were to say that. It's going to be quite challenging, but we can always know what's happening with astrology, which is great, so we can work our ways around it. The biggest thing that we have coming up is an eclipse of the moon, which is going to take place on Wednesday. This is going to happen early in the morning Eastern time. And the biggest thing you're going to notice about this are events happening outside of your control. If you are a Libra person, especially someone born right there around 23rd, 24th of September, you're really going to notice this. And for Libra people, this is going to help you make a decision. It will also make a difference in the lives of people born under the signs of Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn. And it'll be nice for the people born under Aquarius and Gemini. So I would just say to wait and see what happens and be ready and to embrace change and to make decisions. The time for making decisions will be here. Probably the thing I would rank as number 2 in terms of impact is a Jupiter square Saturn thing that's going on also on Wednesday. So the fact that it's happening on the day of the eclipse is going to make Wednesday really interesting. Jupiter is our sense of optimism in the world and in society, and Saturn is our sense of structure and restriction. So I would postulate that there's going to be some halting of our ability to depend on our sense of optimism and growth. I would be very careful with any economic kinds of moves that you might make at this time. I'm not a financial advisor, obviously, but I know enough about astrology to realize that it can mean a little bit of a shrinkage. So be very careful with any kind of extravagant expenditures that you think you might make at this point in time. Now, the next thing that's happening is an easy one. We have Mercury moving into Aries on Monday. So fortunately, it will allow us to think quickly. Unfortunately, it will also make us a little bit impulsive about coming to conclusions and especially about what we say. People just come right out with it when Mercury is in Aries. And don't let that be an excuse for you to make several faux pas or to say things or step on people's toes. The best way to handle this is to try and keep yourself in a point where you're considering what you say before you say it. So I'm sorry for all of the lengthy stuff, but there's just so much going on. I'm now going to whip through the week and so that you can plan it out day by day. The good thing about Monday is that we'll have the moon in Virgo. So there will be a lot of organization, an ability to kind of get things lined up for the week. And that's great. I think it's going to be maybe the most productive day of the week. Tuesday, not so much. The moon will still be in Virgo, but it will be void of course. That's that time period where it is unwise to make purchases or expect anything that you've put forth as a plan to come to fruition, because things just don't, the moon doesn't have any planets to play with or connect with, and so things don't turn out the way that we had hoped. So that's Tuesday, and there are no other aspects, nothing else going on, except the anticipation for the eclipse on Wednesday morning. So when, Wednesday or Tuesday is probably going to be a little bit anticipatory. I would expect that. Wednesday, I pretty much described that for you. We're also going to have the Sun and Mercury conjunct in the sign of Aries at 4:11 p.m. So that will be the time when you really want to sit and meditate and think about, do I really want to say this before something comes out of your mouth that you regret later? Thursday could be a little bit better. You'll have the aftermath of the eclipse to deal with, of course. You'll hear a lot of stories about people. And it's just a good time to, really just clean up and also maybe prepare for the following week, because this week it's going to be really hard to squeeze everything in. There's a nice little push with Mercury and Mars later on the evening on Thursday. And so this is great for action, thinking and acting, and putting your thoughts into acting. Friday, which will be Good Friday, of course, leading up to the Easter Bunny weekend. We have the moon going into Scorpio at 2:09 p.m. So you're going to wake up to sort of like this feeling of like, oh my God, I want to do this, but I can't do that. And then we're going to have Saturn going into retrograde. Now, there's nothing huge about Saturn being in retrograde. It will stay that way until August. It happens every year. It's nothing that unusual. But on the days when it changes direction, you will notice things changing. especially if you have planets or points in your chart that are around the part where Saturn is going to go backwards on. So something that came up, it might not have been the most pleasant thing that came up either, I might add, is going to have sort of a second round with you. Fortunately, we'll also have Venus opposite Jupiter. So that will help with a little bit of hope for that. But then there's also going to be Venus square Saturn. So there's going to be a very serious tone to Friday that goes a little bit even beyond the solemnity of the holiday. It's going to also affect our personal lives. On Saturday, we have the moon in Scorpio and the sun trine Mars, which is lovely for getting things accomplished. Venus in a sextile to Pluto. So this is good for interpersonal relations. I would say mark the day off to relax with your loved ones and really enjoy Saturday. And Easter Sunday, moon in Scorpio and void of course. This means the plans that we lay out for Easter Sunday may not turn out exactly the way that we want, but they might be even better. Always hold that possibility, okay? So this coming week, I will be available for coaching and astrology readings and hypnosis and all the fun stuff that I love to do with you. All you need to do is contact me at Judy, Judi, at readthestars.com.